So I'm gonna say this, right? This is not the worst Star Wars thing I've ever seen.
No, it's not. It's not. There's some plot holes, of course. Yeah.
I don't know if there's plot holes. I just probably don't like the plot.
No, I don't like. I don't. Yeah, I agree.
Like I don't think there's anything missing. It's just I don't care about what I saw. That's it.
Yeah, written poorly. And all that.
I think we got to a point that there's just a lot of things being said or things that were moved along based off of like what you know about Star Wars pretty much. And all of it's inconsequential, which is a similar method of storytelling that I think Star Wars does way too often, but in this case it's a lot more boring.
I gotcha.
Like there's no real payoff to what's happening, so I can't help but notice how dumb it is.
Yeah,
No, I agree with you.
Episode 8 was so anticlimactic. I feel like, what was it, episode when they were all in the forest and he first came out as
That's 5.
That's 5? Episode 5 was getting it, okay? I was loving episode 5 for the action, just for
Couple
how
of
he
stabs,
appeared,
snap
for
necks.
you know, fighting with them. Like that was
surprisingly
a really good,
killing the people we had been following.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was
In
those
vigorous
some
fashion,
shockers.
Yeah. So I felt like that was the most like climactic part.
I like the little girl, the Padawan.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Big
Jackie.
She was a badass.
She was.
Big
She
nine.
was. I thought she would make it, but no, they killed her off.
Oh yeah, they killed everybody
She got
involved.
hit with a triple tap.
They killed everybody involved.
Yeah, episode 8 was leaving me a little bit anticlimactic.
Yeah, I figured they were gonna have at least the switch.
I'm actually more fine
yeah,
with 8 than I am.
I'm fine with 8. I don't feel anticlimactic at all because it was meant to be. It was written to be a villain arc. That was the whole point. That's what they said leading up to the show. That it was, yeah, that's what it was about.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and yeah, like I said before, like that's how it was gonna end with her being with him.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a feeling she was gonna take out Soul, especially knowing the truth about her mom.
Cause she was really close.
She was really close, and that just kind of really took over the edge. Really didn't want Soul talking anymore, and just pretty much just ended that.
It's
So-
just the hiccups with the backstory in 5. I mean, in 7, that was really just annoying. But
I just don't care about their story. Like, I feel like that's the biggest.
and I kind of felt that way in the first episode.
Yeah, because when we were watching the earlier episodes, we talked about that.
Yeah.
Where, especially in 5, I was just like, there's a huge lack of motivation that I'm feeling in any of them. I don't care about what they want, so I don't understand this sucker at all.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like y'all pretty much just dangled him in front, and it's just like he evil.
Yeah.
For what? I want the power of 2. For why?
Well, I guess that's what season 2's about.
Well, fuck you. 'Cause
I think that we're explaining what is so great about it.
that's all.
Look, that's
a
where
filthy ass answer.
Look, I feel like this is just kind of tied in with her and her training, but for him, it's still teetering towards something because apparently he used to be part of the Jedi,
Yeah.
and his reasoning for it deals with the Aloe chick that I call Aloe. I forgot her name, but basically she's after him. Maybe the reasoning for that, he knows something that really within the 2 is something that is his goal, but we'll probably get more of that into the next season, where in my mind I'm like, I don't know if it's enough to get a season 2, but if it's people that actually like this, they might be already working on season 2. But I don't know. It's just kind of the same. It seems like change of characters, kind of the same techniques, and it's just their placement. It's nothing that's like fully changed in that regard, dealing with the Force.
Maybe the power too is just him raising.
Probably. I don't know. For me, I'm kind of bored. I'm kind of bored. Doing
Love. That's it, right? Because emotion and how the Jedi not supposed to do that.
And then you gonna bring
His
me
power.
back to my earlier question.
Yep. And I don't know. I'm just kind of getting bored of
I
dealing
had
with
the
the stuff with
fanfic
the
of
Force.
Sidious and Darth
Yeah.
Vader. What master?
Finger locked.
Trey, I'm legit kind of bored dealing with the story with the Force. Like, I just want something that's like different. And I guess I don't like bringing this up, but that's kind of reasons why I like Rogue One,
I think-
because there was some differences to
I
it.
think the Force is cooler when you don't explain it.
I don't know. It's just I don't know, like a main focal point. Their stuff, because I feel like they have it, but they don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
They really, those writing really don't
There
understand
are
it.
no hard limits to it, and that's why it comes across as being a plot device.
Yeah, it's
I
just-
guess, like, because
it's boo boo to me, because I'm just they've really, I don't know, it's just like, I mean, after Darth Vader, but it's just in that line it was kind of more heavy based with the Force, and then they tried to do something where they're like trying to lean Force on the new wave of things, and then now someone with this and other stuff is just kind of, I don't know, maybe they just need to just go on a range where they do more of the evil arcs and just kind of have the Jedi stuff in the background, because I'm very interested to see more of the
Sith
Sith stuff and just tying into that, because I want to see their tactics in a way, because I feel like it's going to be more edgy, it's going to be more gritty, and to it where it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I'm here to see for it. I kind of know where the Jedi lie, and then even with the little tie-in with well, you know who was that in the silhouette back and stuff like that. That's their only gateway to get to where they need to, but it's so much more expansion dealing with the Sith and all that stuff from there that I definitely would like to see more of. Maybe this is just kind of one of those that's like, but then maybe we might get something that's a little better than that, where you kind of tie in more of those characters. But I really don't got much else to say with this. It was kind of mid for me, and not it's just a change in new characters, but kind of rearranging some of the tricks and giggles and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's not bad. It's a Star Wars thing, but if they want to do more dark, edgy stuff, I'm there for it. I'm done. And I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question, and sorry that your question wasn't answered.
no, what the question? Like, it's just
It
I
is what it is.
yeah. Like, I'm not particularly. I'm more along the lines of saying that I just don't care about where they ended up, because they introduce something and then they don't demonstrate why it's important. So it's not really a question for me, like the show. I'm just like, okay, well, y'all said that this is important, but you ain't showed that it was important, so that's it.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't nothing more for me to, because they were saying from the very beginning that Osha was the more powerful one, or hinting that she's like the special one, or the one that they need this entire time. So, like, if it wasn't clear that she was gonna end up here from the beginning, it definitely was clear from, what was that, episode 3 or 4 or whatever, where they had the first flashback, because it was just like, oh, okay, Osha's important, they're twins. Well, the not important one is with the bad guy right now, so that he gonna have to get his hands on the important one. It would have been a more interesting thing to me if they re-merged or whatever.
Yeah.
But they also don't understand the nature of what they were supposed to be in the first place. So I'm just like, how do y'all even make the decision to leave each other behind?
They don't understand their own.
Yeah, they don't.
Yeah,
I wish there was more clarification.
Yeah, it was just kind of shifting back to square one, but under difference.
And they may not have the power to put them back together, put themselves back together.
Well, yeah, they shouldn't. The only people that know about it are dead, except for...
Well, their mom, the second mom could be alive. So.
Yes.
The Crow.
But, like, there's no deep dive into...
Which
any
lore?
of, like, why it's that way. But, I mean, like I said, this is stuff of how I feel with Star Wars in general. Like, I don't think they've ever really explained why the Night Sisters are the way that they are. Mm-hmm. But they have cool things going on where it's just like, oh, okay. In Clone Wars, we realized that the Night Sisters are the same, like on the same planet that Darth Maul is from, and that's why they're connected in the story. In what was it, Ahsoka? The Night Sisters are the breed that Morgan Elsbeth wants to be in or whatever, and so she's convinced them to help with Thrawn. I was just like, there's always something going on. Here, I'm just like, y'all are trying to humanize them, and I get it. They're women. Some of them are pretty. They got magic. That's all stuff that like can fit into Star Wars, but it's just like, you didn't do anything but have them say stuff arbitrarily, and I don't know why it's important.
Right, like the whole deep meaning, the definition, everything behind what was the purpose of the Ascension, what was the purpose of them like coming together, if they were just going to separate again, and the purpose of everybody going after Osha and not May. And it's just like, come on now, y'all need to clarify, what is the Ascension?
Well, see, like, my thing isn't necessarily that they have to clarify. It's that they keep talking about it as if it's important, and then nothing about what actually happens shows that it's important.
That's true.
Like, if Osha, like, you can't be like, Osha and May are like equal splits of the same person, and that's like so bizarre because they like she made a person but split in the same person into two people, but they're not equally powerful. Osha's the more powerful one for whatever reason, even though she's not training. She has no like real connection to what we know, but she is the one that like should be deciding where they go and like what they do, and it's Osha's thing, and May's got the mark, but Osha doesn't have the mark, so we gotta be sacrificed in order to be like. I have more fun trying to theorize what the idea of the two of them are than watching the show. So it's just but they keep talking in the show as if I'm supposed to understand this, and that's the part that pisses me off because I'm like, no, y'all did not put this on paper for me to read. You just keep talking about stuff as if I'm supposed to know what this shit means.
There's no glossary. There's no glossary at the end of this book.
No, I need a pop-up book. I don't even need no glossary.
No index, no glossary.
I need those old kitty toys where I can pull a string and the arrow goes around and then the cow says moo for this shit.
The cow says moo.
Because like, y'all keep talking about as if I'm just supposed to roll with it.
You are.
No. Because y'all aren't rolling with it either. How are we going to have this episode talking about some as always one, but born as two, and blah, 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 and blah, 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 and then your sister gets lobotomized, and you just like, oh, well, I guess couldn't happen to me. Not Big Osha.
She was cool with it. She seemed cool with it.
I'm just like, why do y'all trust this man? For what reason do you think it's a good idea to go with this dude over your sister? Because he said so?
Because he's the one that didn't kill my family. Closure. That's the only reason.
All right. Well, you know what? He about to get put on Chris Hansen's list too. Because he predatory as a mother too.
Yeah, he is. Extremely.
Y'all don't say that they too old to be groomed out here, but
gotta hide your kids.
Yeah. So it's a more boring Star Wars story, but it's not the worst Star Wars story that I've seen. I'll tell you that. I feel like this series got a lot of hate, but I was about as bored with this as I was with the political scenes of episode 1. But with that, because it was a movie, other stuff was happening, and so we had the cuts and like interjections. For this, we just stuck on their story, and their story didn't work holistically. This felt like if I sat with Padme throughout the entirety of episode 1, but I didn't get to see some Jedi and then they split the shit into 8 episodes.
Oh my god!
You'll be like, no.
It was episode 1, 2, and 3, but you only sat on Padme's shoulders.
Yeah. Gonna say people gonna be like, yeah, well, you never seen something as bad in Star Wars. I'm just like, yes, I have. God damn it! But I'll say this: y'all dress it up nicer. This is about as worthwhile as Anakin and Padme rolling around in the field in episode 2. So I've seen dumb like it before, but it's just. There's so little of everything else that's happening. I don't even care that Yoda in here.
Yeah, really. That's really not anything.
Yeah.
We already watched 8 episodes, and then so maybe it's I don't know. Maybe there's implying that Yoda will be in the second season, but it doesn't get me.
Is this Yoda's street cred? Does he kill a Sith Lord, and that's how he gets to be?
Block slide.
Big little on campus.
I don't. I think it's supposed to get you excited to see season 2, but I don't think it earned it. I don't know.
Y'all. They're just boring. Like, I'm not personally offended by them, like I have been by like other things. They don't bother me as much, but I'll say this: they make about as much sense as Darth Maul does in episode 1, but the difference is Darth Maul looks visually appealing. So there's something about it to where it's just like, oh yeah, he's equally dumb because he don't talk in the movie. He comes up out of nowhere and he's the incarnation of the Sith, which we had no context for in episode 1 outside of like if you saw 4, 5, and 6 going into it. It's equally as vague as how these two are, but the difference is Darth Maul looks like a demon and he has a lightsaber that goes on 2 sides.
Yeah, and
he's cool with it.
Yeah,
they made good use of how absolutely trash of a character he was in that movie. That's literally the only difference. There's no flair. There's no spice.
I feel like this is you every time you watch Star Wars, just waiting for something to happen.
There's a cold turkey out the freezer. That somebody said, yeah, I'm going to serve that for Thanksgiving.
They're night witches.
No substance. No flavor.
This is...
No seasoning. Not even tenderized.
They're cut from the same being.
Nah, they're reusing.
The flair is unseen.
They're reusing the same meat, sir.
Yep.
Every holiday.
Oh, spoiled meat.
Yep.
Dang.
Straight ass.
Dang.
This is like the people that put raisins and grapes in potato salad or something.
Dang.
Nah, raisins in the potato salad. Ass.
Because it gives it that extra flavor, you know?
No, don't. That was a lie.
Yeah. All I gotta do is skip this turkey in the oven. Wow. It'll be good when it's nice and white. That's
that's what
it is
now.
That's what it is. The series. But yeah, no, like I don't know. I don't hate it. I'm not interested to see where we go from here.
They're gonna have to pull some really good stuff to try to bring me back to
I don't think it can get better than this.
Well,
it'll be this level or it'll be worse.
Yes.
There's
yes. This
I don't
is the
know.
best they got.
Unless
they bring on some more.
Unless they let him fight every episode in season 2.
Unless he's always fighting hordes of Jedi.
I liked his fight in episode 8. When he was fighting Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was good. It was good.
I think he could run one-on-ones, but like he's the only one in here that was worth a damn to watch fight.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a question. Where would you rank this compared to Ahsoka?
Ahsoka's better than this, but
okay.
like it's not like super far, but Ahsoka is for sure better than this. But only because Ahsoka has like a similar problem, but it had something to build off of. So it has the same effect of episode 1, where I don't necessarily think that it's good, but
itself.
Mm-hmm, yeah. But it had something that it was already working towards. So we already knew where we were gonna go. With this, it's just like, oh, okay, well, we have to make up the story and then give it value. Mm-hmm. And that's like...
They didn't do a good enough job.
Yeah. To be honest, every time Star Wars is in this point, I only think that they did a good job the one time. If I'm being like 100% honest. I think the only time they really did a good job when they were working off of nothing was when episode 4 was released. And that's such a hard sell in and of itself, because it was episode 4. So he knew that there was a 1, 2, and 3 before it.
Yep.
So he could just put it out knowing that he had the beginning
and
an ending already planned. But to be honest, based off of what we got, not saying that it would have been perfectly what we ended up having, because I already know that like he made changes or whatever. But based off of what we got, I feel like that's why he started in the middle. Because if we had started with the concept of episode 1 back in
that was a lot of
in the original,
high
like,
fantasy.
Yeah.
There's too much world building and context and just concepts that are too foreign all at one time.
Well,
he would have had to cut it differently.
He would have had to cut it differently. He would have had to script it differently.
Yeah. Because
it, like, overall, it would have been boring.
Yeah. When I say cut, I mean like cut the story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean cut the movie itself. I mean cut like.
He would have to cut the movie too, but
I mean, I would. Yeah. No, I would. The movie would not be released in that order as they are now.
Yeah.
They would have to be redone if they were going to be released from 1 to 9.
Yeah, like he was able to do it. He was able to do episode 1 the way he did because he had clout. That's literally the only reason.
Yeah.
Because you tell me if you starting with episode 1 that Star Wars is worth it, I'd be like,
it's
bullshit.
Banking on the knowledge of the fans already have.
Yeah. And
that's the only reason why it works. So well as it did.
Yeah, because I feel like the reception to both times they've started with something new, or all 3 times now, I guess, has been weaker than episode 4 was.
Yeah.
Every single time. Episode 1, people were complaining about. Episode 7, people were complaining about this. People were complaining about anything that wasn't directly building off of something else is immediately going down the drain. And I feel like that's partially because they don't have enough to work with unless it links back into something in Star Wars. Like, people complain about the fact that they use the same planets, that the Skywalkers are like the mainstays. But I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all, but every time they stray away from it or they try to set up something different, y'all get bored.
Yeah,
didn't Disney make the comics not canon?
I think they made it when Disney took over Star Wars, they made everything not canon except for what they were ending up
right, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
because there's a lot more in the comics than they shown, and if they were able to draw from those things and make them canon, they have a lot. They potentially have a lot more to draw from, more ideas, creativity, and different shit.
Yeah, but I don't.
Instead of just using the same planets and the same characters.
Well, see, I don't necessarily feel that way because Disney acquired it. So the concepts can still exist. Disney just wants to do their version of it.
Right.
That's essentially where they're at. Like they're just like, it's not canon to the sake of the story, but they still exist. We can still pull.
Well, yeah.
Because that's kind of what Episode 9 was. Episode 9 is.
I mean, they could
in context not different.
Yeah,
than,
I guess they could pull from those things and make them canon at some point in the future.
Mm-hmm. They pulled the idea of Sidious bringing himself back in Episode 9 from the Star Wars books, but they did it in a dumber way than he did it in the books.
Do we know his name?
Not off the top of my head, no.
We don't know his name.
No, he says his name. I don't remember it. He does say it in the story. I just did not care to pay attention to what he called himself. Because after he names himself as a Sith, I don't remember them actually addressing him by name. Because Osha and May switch places, so we don't hear May call him his name again. And then Osha doesn't have anything to call him other than like the murderer or the Sith or whatever. So I don't think she cares what his name is. And to be honest with you, I don't care what this strong chin is either. So it is what it is. He looks good on screen. I'd love to see him fight again, but I don't know. There's a whole lot of hot air and them talking around points.
Yep, had some fun moments, had some really bad moments, but like we said, it's kind of just mid.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is mid.
Not particularly exciting. Very meh.
Yep. But
I don't hate it. Definitely thought I was gonna hate it. I don't hate it.
Yeah, like I'm not offended.
Don't love it either.
Yeah, I don't. Definitely not. Like I'm gonna rewatch it. Nah, definitely not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I ain't watching it.
I'm not going back to watch episode 6. No. I don't feel like I missed anything.
You didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't.
You really need to watch 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one was the fight?
5.
Yeah.
I would say if I had to, y'all could cut this in half.
Yeah, 1, 2, 5. What's 3? Is 3 the flashback? Go back in time.
Mm-hmm.
So you need that one.
It's either 3 or 4. Matter of fact,
you need 3.
Why am I doing this when I can just shoot?
I don't know why I'm doing this at all when I just need to leave.
Yeah, I gotta get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Talking about this nonsense.
It's a shame, yo. It's a shame.
Yeah, don't need 6. I guess. Don't need. What's that?
Yeah,
4?
To be honest with you, I'm just like 1,
4?
3, 5, 7, and 8 are the only ones I can't.
Yeah.
And to be honest, 3 and 7 could have just happened at the same time. To be honest with you, I feel like they only needed 4 episodes for this, but because it's Disney, they're just like, hey,
we're gonna stretch 8.
You know, cook some books.
May tried to cook a book. Turned out to be a bad idea, and she blew up the whole place.
Yeah, but
and I think they're just trying to get some things like out of the way, especially with some ideas they have. And this is probably one of those that was in the bump of the road, and maybe got some more things coming along the way. But,
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
could have done a better job. That's all. That's all I'm saying. Why didn't you do a better job? That's all I'm saying.
I tell you what, this is for all those Star Wars fans out there who enjoy these type of things. And power to them. I give them their due. I enjoy Star Wars, but I'm not like heavily adapted to it, like tied in. But I give this its credit. Star Trek, I give it its credit. But yeah, just please, if you're gonna do more stuff under the dark side, go edgy with it. I really think they're just really handicapped by the mouse. The best way to put it.
Man, I don't know if I could have done a better job though.
You probably could.
I don't know if I could.
I'll watch it.
I don't know if I could.
I don't think
I could.
Man, you had a better story than this, and you drew stick figures.
I don't think I could do better.
You had a stick
figure.
Think
maybe we could rearrange some bits that they did.
Bro, you had a stick figure drawing. I think comics.
Given what they gave us, that's as best as we won't go.
They had better storytelling than this.
Thank you.
Yeah,
but yeah.
All right, let's stop rambling.
Honestly,
I was gonna say something off the cuff, but I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah. Anyway, question for the audience. I'm wondering, should Disney Plus treat its shows like BBC shows, where they're shorter amount of episodes, but their episodes are longer to tell a story more coherently? I feel like it would benefit them to have more of the British style of storytelling, similar to Sherlock.
So like 2 hour long like movie episodes, but they're only 5 episodes, right?
Or like 3.
3, yeah.
And I'll add a quick little follow-up question. For those Star Wars fans out here, do you feel like Disney is handicapped?
No, don't.
Sure?
I'm gonna cut that off right now because we gonna get a bunch of dumbass comments.
Go ahead.
That whole conversation that we had about Marvel is about to come right back around in this.
Go ahead.
I'm not giving y'all that power. I'm sorry. Y'all can blame me for cutting him off.
Well, they're gonna say those things anyways.
Well,
yes, they have a right to say them.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna give them the excuse.
All right, time to close out.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and already speak for them. They do not like Disney Star Wars. That's where this is.
I don't know because I'm not.
I know, but the amount of how much they don't like it is about to come down on. They about to complain about some shit I ain't never heard about in the comics or some other bullshit. Okay, didn't you see the poster in Star Wars back in the day in George Lucas's house that he never released?
This already isn't most people's Star Wars. The Acolyte isn't what fans of Star Wars want.
Yeah, right.
They didn't make this for current fans.
Oh, excuse me.
Y'all go ahead and comment down below your feelings on the Acolyte, your feelings on modern Star Wars, and if you enjoyed the video, feel free to like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way to our first 1,000.
000.
In the C2 Army enlisted today and become one of our first recruits. So you got me traveling back in time because I'm stuck on this bullshit. You can check out the link in the description. It's a link to all of our socials, including our Discord page, the C2 Circle. There you can become a champion of the ring. Be around for all the content that's going to be lined up next week when we go live around
7 p.m.
Eastern Standard Time.
Around the dot on Thursday. As well as hitting the bell notification. Just staying updated with our videos as well as shorts and other type of things we might have in the future. Join the squad. It won't charge a card.
Yeah. We love and appreciate each and every one of you. We're getting out of here. Bye.
Yep.
Bye.
Be smart with the Force.
Push that subscribe button.
Till you break your clavicle.
Mm-mm-mm.